The real reason Luka Doncic was traded. Luka Doncic was exactly 300 points shy of passing Michael Finley for 5th place on the Mavericks all-time scoring list. Finley, by the way, is now an assistant GM for the Mavs. Coincidence? Or did Finley see Luka creeping up on his record and decided to pull some strings behind the scenes to keep his legacy intact? Obviously, that's not the reason Luka got traded, but it's a funny detail that makes this whole ordeal even more suspicious. Luka Doncic, one of the best players in the NBA, is no longer a Maverick. Instead, he's rocking the purple and gold, playing for the Los Angeles Lakers in a blockbuster trade that left everyone stunned. But here's the real question. Why? Why would Dallas trade away their franchise player, a guy on pace to be one of the greatest Mavericks of all time? Why would they give him up so suddenly and without any warning? They could blame their defense, but that official explanation does not make sense. So it's time to put our detective caps on, maybe even our tinfoil hats, and dig deeper. Was this really about basketball and defense, or did Luka Doncic get traded for being fat? First, let's get the facts straight. The Mavericks sent Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. The Jazz got involved too, picking up Jalen Hood-Schifino and 2 second-rounders. But here's the crazy part. Luka never requested the trade. He didn't even demand an exit. Same for Anthony Davis. There was no drama, no fallout, no messy breakup. This has nothing to do with Jimmy Butler. Basically, one minute he was the face of the franchise for the Mavs, the next he's on a plane to LA. And same for Davis the other way around. So what gives? If you ask the Mavs front office, they'll tell you it was about defense. They wanted an all-NBA big man like Anthony Davis to anchor their team. But statistically speaking, their defense isn't bad. They're tied for 12th with their defensive rating. 2 away from the top 10 is not too shabby. Sure, it could be better, but it's not like it's horrid. And yes, it's entirely possible that Anthony Davis improves their defense, but you don't give up a generational talent, a top 3 offensive player, just because you have above average defense. Did Dallas even try to shop Luka around? Did they even try to ask for someone like Giannis or SGA or Anthony Edwards? No bidding war, no market exploration, just a straight line to the Lakers like it was a handshake deal? Something about this trade reeks. And it smells like food. Let's get to the real juicy theory. According to multiple reports, the Mavericks had major concerns, obese concerns, about Luka's conditioning. ESPN reported that Luka's diet and fitness were huge red flags within the organization. And here's the bombshell. He started this season at 230 pounds, but by midseason, he had ballooned to nearly 270 pounds. That is a 40-point jump. That's not just a little bit of extra weight. That's full-on Zion territory. In fact, they're both reported at roughly the same weight. Zion at 272, Luka at around 270. And just by photos alone, current Zion looks way leaner than Luka does. And if you think weight doesn't matter in basketball, think again. Extra pounds leads to extra injuries. Luka missed 27 games so far this season with nagging injuries, calf strains, wrist sprains, and general soreness that wouldn't go away. And of course, his knee problems. The Mavericks apparently had so little faith in Luka keeping his body in shape that they scrapped a potential $345 million Supermax extension, all because Luka supersized his body. That is insane. You don't just walk away from generational talent unless something is seriously wrong. Now here's where things get even crazier. They say that everything is bigger in Texas. Some people think the Lone Star State itself played a role in Luka's weight gain. And honestly, they might have a point. Just ask Charles Barkley about the San Antonio women.
I guarantee you, hey, those girls are not from San Antonio. That's why them big old women be eating those churros. Double fist on.
If you've ever been to Texas, you know their culture and their food. It's built around massive portions, fried everything, unlimited refills, sugar, sweeteners, you name it. The cities are even car-centric, so walking is basically non-existent. And in the summer, good luck doing anything outside without melting onto the pavement. Let's not forget, Luka loves sweet tea.
Long Island iced tea.
It's been a known fact for years, and if you're drinking gallons of that Texas-style sugar bomb, it adds up quick. Some fans even joke that living in Texas turned him into a slow, heavy version of himself. So was Luka traded for being too fat to play? It sounds ridiculous, but considering the Mavs were terrified of committing long-term money to him, maybe it's not as crazy as it sounds. So let's say this is the culprit. Let's say he's just a big boy and he's going to be a big chungus in LA. What does this mean for the Lakers? Good thing Luka is now playing alongside a man who loves the keto diet, who knows how to stay fit. I'm talking the king, LeBron James. Can LeBron James trim Luka down? It's possible. Heck, Luka on his own accord might be motivated to lose weight now if that's the reason reason why Dallas gave up on him. Revenge diets are a real thing, by the way. Have you ever seen couples break up and then lose the weight once they're single out of anger? It's possible that Luka could have that same motivation. So if it works out for the Lakers, this trade is a dream come true. They now have Luka Doncic running an offense with LeBron James still around to guide him. The Lakers have defied logic before with massive trades. They landed Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, and now Luka. That's just what they do. It's their culture to make big trades like that. Meanwhile, Dallas is betting everything on Anthony Davis staying healthy, which is a gamble of historic proportions, but it's a calculated risk. Anthony Davis this season, knock on wood, is looking pretty okay and doing well. This is one of his best seasons in recent memory. Again, that's not to deny that AD is 6 years older than Luka and had a much worse injury history. If Luka's weight scared them, why take a player whose body's been breaking down for years as well? If Luka returns to his prime form and loses weight, this could very well be LeBron's greatest teammate ever. Now, I'm not saying all time that Luka has a better legacy than Dwayne Wade, but the D-Wade that LeBron played with started at age 29 and was at the beginning of the end of his prime. Remember, Wade ran into a lot of knee issues by the end of that duo's playtime. Luka is 25 and has the potential to be even greater in the next 1 to 3 seasons. Again, that's a huge if concerning his weight, but if indeed Luka gets in shape, LeBron has never had a teammate of this caliber at that point in their career. The Lakers' title odds have increased, and LeBron could be closer to his 5th ring, Luka closer to his 1st, but Dallas might be a dark horse in winning this trade if Luka can't get healthy. If Luka does not get healthier, stays overweight, it is possible that the Mavs already have a strong enough scoring combo with Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson. Anthony Davis himself can both score and is a major defensive improvement. The Mavs might have gotten better too, at least in the short term, but that is a huge question mark because AD himself is a gamble health-wise as well. Another interesting tidbit is that the Mavs are now led by 3 all-time great sidekicks with the likes of Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving. 2 of them specifically were LeBron's former sidekicks, being Kyrie and AD, now on the same team. It's like not only did Robin run away from Batman, he started his own league and became Nightwing, and you got 2 of them on the same squad. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We're getting too much into the hypotheticals. We actually don't know how this trade is going to play out. Let's take a step back again and wrap everything up on what just happened. At the end of the day, this trade just doesn't add up. The Mavericks gave away a generational talent without maximizing his value and seeing where he could go. The Lakers swooped in and stole a superstar for an aging star. And the biggest red flag of all, Luka Doncic didn't ask for a trade. This would have been semi-expected if there was some sort of dramatic trade request. We've seen it before with the likes of Paul George, with the likes of Carmelo Anthony, but this is relatively new in terms of blockbuster trades. Being blindsided like that, we've never seen something like that. So let me ask you this. Was Luka traded because of basketball and defense, or was he traded because he was fat? The Mavericks may never admit it, but when you connect the dots, this deal starts looking less like a smart basketball move and look more like a desperate attempt in saving $345 million on a guy who couldn't stay in shape. Either way, one thing is clear. Luka is a Laker, AD is a Maverick, and this may have been the biggest blockbuster midseason trade in NBA history. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.